Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio, so today I'm going to be showing you a tournament in which I competed on PTCGO this past weekend on my stream at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. I'm going to be playing Zoroark Drampa, I'm going to show you my list, and then we're going to play 3 rounds. Yay! Tell you what we're going to do, we're going to go and mix up the Zoroark Drampa deck. Because at the moment, I'm not loving the list. It's just not quite good enough. So, I don't love rainbow energy in this deck. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix it up a little bit so that we can... Yeah, we're going to take out one of those. I mean, to be honest, let's take out 2 of those. No, we got a special charge. We've got a special charge. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add in... We're going to add in some Team Magma's secret base. Because honestly, I hate using rainbow energy in this deck. So, we're going to add in 2 of those for a couple of rainbow energy. I like that energy line as it is. I think that's enough energy. So, let's go enter another tournament. I've actually had a whole bunch of exclusive cards sent to me today from a lovely Japanese chap with a hooper that looks pretty good as well. But you'll all have to wait for that. Ooh, it's not a great opening hand, just because I don't want to get rid of all those Versus Seeker. But as it stands, I can live with this. What we got? Splash energy. Okay. This is fine. Now, am I playing Hex Maniac in this deck? The audio. If the audio's fine for some and not for the other, that means it's you, not me. So, I would like, and I'm going first. I mean, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, this is pretty good. So let's pop a Drampa down. We're not going to be facing any EXs or GXs, so let's give him a Float Stone. We don't need Choice Band here. And I'm not going to play it because I'd rather have Float Stone, to be perfectly honest. So, let's just get rid of everything. To be honest with this deck... all I need is just to get a few energy on board and set up, and I'm going to win. Now, I know my opponent isn't going to be doing anything much next turn, so that's all good. I've got a Professor Kukui, I've got a Versus Seeker. I mean, to be honest, if my opponent doesn't end me next... Oh, should I put the energy on Drampa? Oh, there's an argument I should have put the energy on Drampa so I could Berserk next turn. But I'm going to be getting easy one-hit KO, so it doesn't really matter. So... yeah, next turn I can just Ultra Ball for a Zoroark. And I've got Hex Maniac to play. The really frustrating thing here is that 3 of my Versus Seeker have essentially gone. So that means that I'm in a really annoying position here. Now, what we can do here is we can Ultra Ball. Let's go Ultra Ball and... now we actually want the Kukui here. Drampa. So we can go and get a Zoroark. Then we can put an energy onto Drampa here. Start getting him ready to go. If we play Kukui, we'll get the KO on the Froakie here. We're not going to play the Hex Maniac. We can save that for later. So Kukui's pretty much perfect. And then all we need to do here is just use Mind Jack for 60 and the KO. Next turn, if we get a double colourless energy, we can KO the Frogadier. And honestly, I'm already loving this game. Because, I mean, we're just in a great position here. I can Break Evolve next turn. Okay, fine, but I'm going up by 2 prizes. And then I'm just going to start Hex Maniacing, like, every turn. So I don't really care. I mean, he's not using any abilities next turn. I am in a tournament. We've entered another tournament. I quite liked all the free booster packs I got from the last tournament, even though I came second. So I thought if I enter one and win, that could be even better. So Break Evolve, so I've got really awkward HP. Actually, no, I don't even need to attack with Drampa because I've got the KO with Mind Jack here. So... see, here's a really awkward thing. I want energy... but Hex Maniac is too useful, and if I N, I might not draw into the Hex Maniac, which would really suck. So it's, do I bridge it and get completely set up here, or do I just wait for the Hex Maniac, or do I N and hope to draw into the Hex Maniac in future? You know what? We're going to N. And the reason is, if we get Drampas set up, we can be getting big one-hit KOs anyway. And of course, we can start getting Octillery on board. So, let's get rid of... Oh, I don't want to get rid of any of this. But special charge, because I'm not expecting to be losing too much energy this game. And it's going to have to be... Let's go Professor Kukui here. We'll get my Remoraid. Please don't be prized. Ah, Remoraid's prized. That sucks! Never mind. We'll grab a Tapu Lele so that we can get the Hex Maniac when we need it. Bench Zoroark, we've got an attacker ready to go. And then we can just Mind Jack for the KO. So we didn't get the energy we wanted, which was rubbish. And we don't have our Remoraid, which is rubbish. So, yeah. I mean, N was still the correct play there. N was definitely the play. But it just means here that I'm just not doing what I want to be doing. Ah, I wish I had that Remoraid. Now, is my opponent going to Shadow Stitching here? Because Shadow Stitching would suck. Yeah. So he's going to try and stop me getting anything going with a Tapu Lele. So now I'm in an annoying position where I need to draw into something, which sucks. But it's really not the end of the world here. Double colourless would mean I could get the KO with... Yeah. It's really not a huge problem, because either my opponent gets the KO, in which case I'm just going to Tapu Lele for a Sycamore, or my opponent doesn't get the KO because they use Shadow Stitching, in which case... I'm golden. I mean, my opponent, it's going to have 170 HP, which is really upsetting. If I top deck, see, I don't know if I'm even getting the KO next turn. So now I'm actually getting into really awkward territory here. Now, if my opponent benches a Froakie, that would be amazing. I could just Big Wheel, but I really don't like leaving him active and exposed. See, not hitting that energy really sucked. That was horrible. I really don't care about that field blower. Not hitting the energy sucked. And then... Yeah, the fact that my Remoraid wasn't prized, I'd be loving it right now. Because I'd have an Octillery and I'd just have everything I needed. Okay, Shadow Stitching works for me, ladies and gentlemen. This is brilliant. Because I can now... Yeah. I mean, to be honest here, I can get the KO just using Mind Jack. Mind Jack gets me the KO here. So, let's pop an energy onto Zoroark, because it will be a dark energy and it will count for Drampa's Big Wheel. And now we can just Mind Jack for 70 and get the KO. And now we're really, really loving it. Because the other thing is, of course, I play Professor Kukui in this deck. Another Tapu Lele. And Kukui's already in the discard. Both of them are, but I've got two Versus Seeker. So at some point, I can just use Berserk with a Kukui and get the one-hit KO on a Greninja break. Sweet. End me. I'm going to be honest. This game is not going quite as easily as I'd like. And I'm loving the Enter Free here, by the way. Enter Free's lovely. Oh, yes. Oh, my opponent just scoops. I had the double colourless energy for the Drampa. I had to bridge it just to try and thin my deck a little bit. I can deal with this, ladies and gentlemen. Tuning in for my second stream, yours, set an alarm just so I can watch. Hey, JJ Malley. Yeah, let's just stick here and finish this tournament. I might have to end the stream after this tournament. Bit of a truncated stream today. I lost the coin flip. That's rubbish. So, what's my opponent playing? Now, I like this with one exception, and that's I've got to leave a Drampa in the active. Now, what would be awesome is if my opponent's playing a special energy heavy deck. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, Butter Sleeves, I'd guess Volcanion. It's Incineroar! I hate beating Incineroar. I mean, I will, but I don't like beating Incineroar. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, Incineroar's got to build its bench up, so... I'm just going to bridge it in a second for a Remoraid and to, yeah, we're golden. We're golden. My opponent cannot get a KO on Drampa next turn anyway, so we're going to bridge it. Please, Remoraid, don't be prized this game. Oh, my goodness, 2 games in a row. My bloomin' Remoraid is prized. That sucks so hard. Because I've got artillery again. Ah, never mind. We're just going to bridge it for 3 Zoroarks. Now, let's put an energy on Drew. Oh. See, I really want that darkness energy to get a KO on Incineroar. But no, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to play it nice and simple. We're going to put a dark energy on Drampa, because we're not going to have a break next turn anyway. So let's just use Riotous Edge for 20, just to bring it down into a more sensible play. And then next turn, we can either use Zoroark, or we can use Drampa. Either is good. Oh, there's a Fennekin. Oh my goodness. Delphox Incineroar, like my 2 favourite fire Pokemon. I mean, I'm going to crush this deck. I have to crush this deck. And to be honest, given that they're playing Timer Ball and How, does make me think it's a little bit of a theme deck, which means me coming with my near-perfected Drampa Zoroark list. Oh, he's got a candy! He's got candy! At this point, I probably would start singing that song, He's Got Candy. Well, we want candy, but with the words, he's got candy. But you know what? I just think that would be a little bit cruel, so we ain't doing it. Of course, the other thing is that this stream is going to be archived. I hope it's going to be archived. So, you know, you can always watch it later, but, you know, watch it now. Watch it now. And if you know anyone, if you're not following this stream, come on. Go click that follow button. And if you know anyone that isn't following, get them to follow too. I'm hoping that in the near future I can convince Twitch to make me a Twitch partner, and then I can make a bit more money, you know, from Twitch, and then I can do more streams, and it will be great. So, oh, I'm not doing enough damage with Drampa at the moment. So, we are going to have to... Yeah. We're just going to grab a Zoroark here. And what I really want is another Zoroark. So I want a Zoroark break next turn so that I can kind of copy his attack and KO him. Because he's going to be KOing me quite easily. Hey, Anten Cousins. If that's your real name. Now, what am I doing? 30, 60, 90, 120. Do I even need? Right. So let's go and use stand-in at this stage. And now we're doing 30, 60, 90, 100, 130. It doesn't really make a huge difference, so I'm not going to waste my choice band now. What's really frustrating here is that I didn't get another Zoroark. Because if I had a Zoroark this turn, then next turn I could have a break. And of course, if I can use Burning Slam with a choice band, I get a one-hit KO on Incineroar GX. Because as it is at the moment, he should be able to use Tiger Swing to get a KO. No guarantee, of course, but he should. So I'm basically going to have to play an N. Oh, we have a new follower. So I'm going to have to use an N and hope to draw a double colourless next turn. Yeah. This is upsetting. This is a problem against any deck like Incineroar GX. They go first and get a turn 2 Incineroar, and then your back is really against the wall here. Because they can just get free energy on, and because, you know, because they went first, because they got the turn 2, it's really tough. And I've got the advantage in terms of damage here, quite simply. Why would he use... Okay, if he was using the GX, that's good, he can't use it again. But now I'm in an awkward position where I need a double colourless energy, or I'm not able to attack. And that's really upsetting. I shouldn't have put Drampa in the active, I should have put a Zoroark in the active. So, let's get me 2 choice bands down. And then we're going to use N, and can I even afford to get rid of a break here? I can afford to get rid of a break. So we're doing it, ladies and gentlemen. We need a double colourless energy Zoroark. We need to keep up with the prize trade here. So, we got it. And what's awesome here is that we also got an Ultra Ball. So what we're going to have to do is get rid of these 2, grab ourselves a Zoroark, so that next turn we can grab a break and a dark energy with teammates, and then if he gets another Incineroar up, we can just use Burning Slam GX on him to get the KO. So, now we're looking pretty good. Now we can use Mind Jack for the KO, and if my opponent's got a return KO, I'm feeling really good here. I've had to put a few too many resources in the discard pile for my liking. There's me Remoraid. See here, I really want Rescue Stretcher. I hope I'm playing another one. Because I've got a Zoroark in there, a Zoroark Break, a Zoroark. There's too much in the discard right now for me, ladies and gentlemen. But hey-ho. So, I probably should have benched that Zoroark last turn, to be perfectly honest. I mean, the other option I've got is I can potentially Delinquent. And I can... Hey, Teresa Owens. Oh my goodness, I can Delinquent him down to a 0-card hand while taking a KO here, which is... Oh no, there's no stadium! I keep forgetting you need a stadium for Delinquent. Doesn't matter. We've got Mind Jack, and at this stage, ladies and gentlemen, this whole game is a foregone conclusion. Because I've now got a damaged Pokemon on the bench, and I could really do with drawing a double colourless energy, but I've drawn two. You know, we've gone through just over half the deck. But to be perfectly honest now, if he gets I mean, even if he gets an Incineroar, I can just pop a Dark Energy on. Now we can Delinquent. Boom! Haha! I know that's really cruel, but I had to do it, ladies and gentlemen. I had to do it. Forced my opponent to discard their entire hand. And now it looks very much like we're going to win this second game. And hopefully we'll win the entire tournament. So, let's just use a Mind Jack here to get a KO. And to be honest, I don't really know what my opponent's going to do here. And I've got a Versus Seeker. If I... what's he got? Has he got... No. See, if I had a Choice Band Lysander, double colourless, I would be able to KO Drampa for the win here. But unfortunately, I don't have all of that. So all I'm just going to do here... Oh, I'm not actually getting the KO here. Do I have a Professor Kukui I can use? Yes, I do. So I'm hitting 30, 60, 70. So, let's use a Versus Seeker. Let's grab a Professor Kukui. And then we can play Kukui. We'll grab ourselves a couple of cards, which is always nice. And then we can Mind Jack. And now we are doing enough damage to get the KO. And then there's just one prize left. And at this stage, ladies and gentlemen, I am feeling exceedingly confident. And actually, I can KO that Drampa now. Because now that I've got the break, I've already got the double color. I've already got the Choice Band. So all I need to do here is Break Evolve this bad boy. Let's not Break Evolve the wrong one. We can then stand in. And then we should, he says, be able to use Foul Play to copy Berserk and do 180, get the KO, and ladies and gentlemen, we win. Hey, Eagleheart 99. Awesome. So, we're in the final of our second tournament in a row, and it looks like Piper Ray 99 was waiting on us. Now, in the previous tournament, welcome to Lord and Saviour Bidoof and Anten Cousins, who have both followed in the last few minutes. In theory here, we should be able to win. We got a strong deck. We did lose the previous tournament in the final because, unfortunately, we just had a jank opening with Vespiquen. And Vespiquen is one of those decks where you need so many things at so many times, it just gets really, really awkward. So, it does happen. You know, these games do have nothing we can do about it. Now, I do love my opening here. This is a brilliant opening. Because in theory here, we can Ultra Ball. And let's get rid of a Delinquent and a Floatstone. And in theory, we can Tapu Lele. Oh my goodness. Both my Tapu Lele are prized. And my Octillery. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. This sucks. Both Tapu Lele and an Octillery prized. It's still not the end of the world, but oh my goodness. I mean, I suppose I've got to take a Drampa just so I've got something with which to attack in the future, but yeah. I mean, I'm essentially just going to be waiting to see if my opponent KOs, see if my opponent gets a KO so that I can use teammates. Ooh, what do I want to do? Do I want to put it on him or on him? He does a lot of damage. But then... no, let's do it. Because we can at least be attacking with him. Oh my goodness. So what looked like a really good opening with both my Tapu Lele and my Octillery prized. I could have gone and gotten a Remoraid, but of course, Remoraid isn't going to do anything with Octillery prized. Now, my opponent's not doing very much here, so what we can do is we can play a Professor Kukui, grab another couple. I mean, we're really not doing much with that, but we can at least retreat to Drampa, and then just get... No. It's Big Wheel GX, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you play Drampa. You know, Big Wheel GX is not something we want to do turn 1 often. But if you look, actually, that is an amazing hand. Double Colourless, Choice Band, Zoroark. The only thing I really want is a Team Magma's Secret Base. But we don't have it. So, let's pop a Double Colourless on him. Let's pop a Choice Band on him. Let's get a Zoroark going. Let's get a Remoraid going. Let's use an Ultra Ball here. Just to grab another Zoroark. Now, this could potentially be silly, but I want one for next turn. Because the idea here is very simple. We're going to use Hala. And if we hit a Team Magma's Secret Base... and because this does lots now we've used Big Wheel. If we use the Stadium and a Basic, we win the game, and we do! Brilliant! Team Magma's Secret Base goes down, we bench a Zoroark, now we've got a damaged Pokemon on the bench, and we can use Berserk to take the win! Boom! Zoroark Drampa, and that is why at the beginning of this game, I took out a couple of Rainbow Energy, and I put in Team Magma's Secret Base. Boom, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. Alrighty then. Let's see my rewards. What did I get? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9... 21 boosters. 21 boosters. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that is sweet. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, I hope you enjoyed that. There's going to be more streaming action this Thursday at 8 PM UK time. Check Google for your local time zone, but we're talking about 3 PM on the East Coast and midday on the West Coast. And there's going to be more streams Tuesday at 8 PM. We're doing a non-PTCG radio stream, maybe Mario Kart. Maybe Pokémon Tournament. Who knows? And there's probably going to be a stream at the weekend. Check my Twitter at the Wassy for updates. And of course, make sure you're following at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio so you know when all my streams are going on. Otherwise, make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and if you want to support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/PTCGRadio. The most important thing as always, look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.